was a micro mistake on my side. Yeah, maybe it's a good idea now for my troops to dig in here. If I don't move them, they automatically will dig in. For the supply, it should be enough supply to disrupt the army here for at least 30 days. Because militia, they don't eat up too much supplies. But if I don't move in more units, they will be destroyed. Which I expected, but I expected maybe a little bit more out of it. But as you see, all these units here, the whole army that you see here normally would be deployed right now on the river here. And right now it's not, which means to sacrifice 2 militias to conquer this river is worthwhile. At least in my opinion. If it would be elite infantry from the Germans or something, I would never do it. But for some Chinese militia units, so what? I rather have the river. And also consider, if I have the river, then the whole Japanese army, when it's retreating, need to go over the river on the north here. They cannot cross the river while I control it. Well, they can try, but they won't. So, next attack here, it's already moving back. I'm not thinking to cut off maybe this line here, because it looks pretty weak, and I have a lot of troops in the middle. Let's give that a shot. Every dead enemy is a good enemy, as we say, right? So, let me see. The whole core, please. It's in good condition. Yes. It's over the river, so that is a problem. I'm not sure if I can cross it, but I'm also not sure in what condition those 4 divisions are. They're fighting all the time, and they might be in a bad condition. Normally, fighting over the river, this kind of unit is suicide, but you know what? We do things. One is we open a second a flank, and the other is we check how strong these units are, just by one giving an attack. Wait a second. Yeah, they're pretty strong. Well, actually the main fighting power comes normally not from the militia, from the infantry, and this is 50% organization. So it looks strong, but not so strong. And they told me about 4 divisions here, but I can only see 2 in the fighting. Not sure what the other stuff is. So anyway, we still can open the second line here. Second penalty, 5%. I think they removed it in the last patch, but as you can see, if I remove my headquarter now from the fighting, this one here, no, then I lose 5% stacking penalty, which is silly because I think in the last patch notes they stated it's not an issue anymore. Well, it is not. Okay, so that's maybe really 5 divisions, and the 5th division gives you 5% stacking penalty. Odd, very odd. Anyway, these units can move north now. Yeah, this one is not working at all. I just want to check how strong they are. What I now can do is we can get the 20th Corps and oops, nope, and let it attack the north just to keep them occupied and weaken them. It's not weakening them much over the river, but I want to punch through here, and I punch faster through the more weakened they are, right? So even though I lose a lot of men in this assault, I will be able to cut off the whole army faster. So I have a tactical disadvantage here, but I get a strategic advantage for this. It's like the same like Gettysburg, right? Lee fighted some battles that were really silly in Gettysburg just to get a strategic advantage, and that's the same here. So you always have to have a big picture in mind. And sometimes it means to lose some battles or have some costly battles. So that's working, and I think for this one here, I would like to drive them back, but then again I would be behind the river. Give them some time. Okay, we're moving in now, which means we can use this corps to move behind them. We can use the garrison because it's not fast enough anyway to keep them occupied. You can always retreat, but when you retreat, you lose some control over units, and I move already into this sector here, which means you cannot control if he goes left or right. So he's most likely gonna die if he's retreating. If he's staying there, he's dying too, by the way. So basically he has no option whatsoever. But if he's removing right now, he would move into this sector. And I don't know for sure what kind of sector he's reinforcing. So, but then he could control the retreat, right? But in any case, he will be dead, I guess. But he will lose control when I attack, so I always like to have the advantage. Nothing going on here. I tend to ignore these messages here. They offer some stuff I can use, but in general, I don't have the ability to protect my trade routes over water, which means I ignore them all. I cannot put it on automatic because they will just say, yes, we trade with everyone, and then we lose everything, but we still pay for it. So that's why I have it here. Can do nothing. So we're moving in. Let's do it a little faster. Not too fancy right now. Counterattacks going on, which is a problem because I am too crowded here, which means I get stacking penalty. How much is it? Yeah, 50%. Yeah, now we're moving even in more troops, but it will take some time. That's not a problem. Normally would be concerned about this situation here, but most of these units, they are militia from the Manchukuo, which means they're not doing damage in this kind of fighting, not a lot. So I think we can open the next front here. We get stacking penalty, I don't care. I just want to move north with the units. So, go north. Same here, go a little north. Some support here. Just some pressure. They won the battle. I like that a lot. So here now some problems occur. Yeah, they're gonna die soon. I have the opportunity to move back to one sector. This one is still digging in, so I can protect him a little bit. Here's now a problem. He got the harbor, which is a situation I really hate. Well, there's actually one advantage to it. If he's moving in now supply, which he most likely will, then I can conquer the supply, which is always good to have. So let me see. Over the water, that's a huge issue. Yeah, it's getting problematic on the front line. I mean, we're moving already in the direction, but not very fast, and I don't see how I can speed it up. Yeah, most likely it doesn't work. Normally, for this kind of landings, you need specialists, you need support from the shore, maybe some airplanes, which I normally don't really like. Hard counter right now to everything would be to have some German air troopers, airbornes, and I would drop them here and GG, but yeah, I don't have them. So, I think we moved in and we're winning all the battles here. That is working pretty well on this front. At least, if I lose some militias here, he will lose a lot of infantry on this side. So, in total, we are better off after it, but it's not what my goal was. Yeah, this one is beaten too soon. Let's move back. Yeah, doesn't look well. Did I attack the sector? Really? Okay, these units here, they're not in a good slot right now. What's your core? The first core? The first core is on the other side of the river. It's actually not bad. Go to the other side of the river. These units, they try to retreat here. Is that a reinforcement or retreat? I'm not 100% sure. We have militia garrisons here. They're pretty strong fighting-wise. I'd say we keep the pressure. I mean, we want to close this line here, so it's good to have more and more units in this direction. We need to cut off this one here, because this one it belongs to the Soviet Union somehow as an ally, which means they don't bring any supply in, which means if I can go this sector, this one, and this one, just these four, then the units here won't suffer. They won't get any supply. They will suffer. They won't get any supply anymore. So we won the fighting here, kind of. Yeah, I need to make it fast, because sooner or later this army will move westwards, and when they're west, then it's getting harder and harder. So how about we now move in? Just one giving support, and the rest, not the garrison, not the headquarter, And then we're moving in here too. I would like to avoid fighting in this area, just to move faster, but it's not possible anymore. Yeah, they're moving back, all of them, right now. So just keep them busy a little bit. There's always a hope that they will not move back fast when I attack them with this kind of suicide attacks here. Sometimes they will retreat, sometimes they're not. I'm not sure how the computer is calculating what they're doing. So yeah, you can see he's putting a lot of pressure on this sector here because he knows that it will be troublesome for him if I can reach the top here. Main problem is I don't have specialists. Normally for all cut-off operations or flanking operations, you need specialists. Normally you're outnumbered. Normally you need to be fast in order to get cut-off working and also to retreat if it doesn't work. And militia, they're not strong. They cannot hold lines. They're not fast. So they're the worst unit to do the job. Okay, I don't want to lose my foothold on this side on the river because it looks like he's pushing me back. Right now, I'm considering a defense strategy on this line here maybe, because my goal to reach this line here, cut off the supply, didn't work. This one is just illusionist. I have no way means to reach this anymore. So it would be a good idea to build up a new line here maybe right now, because the whole Japanese army is coming upon me. So yeah, how's it working here? I have some stacking penalty, but his infantry is dying, so that's working. What's going on here? Yeah, I mean, they're fighting already, they're moving, they're in a bad shape, so I would say we move in now. That should kill the unit. So, and now we're ready to fight. Let me see. Well, we're kind of ready to fight. Who's ready to fight? Yeah, you look ready. What's going on with your whole corps? Yeah, almost ready. They're fighting already on a side, which means I can fall into their flank, which I try. I want to reach the other side of the river, right? That's my goal. And right now, that's the best place to go. There's one on the south coming. Not sure why it's there. Yeah, I mean, they're in a pretty bad shape. And there's even elite infantry here, but normally they should have a modifier when they fight on the other front. Yeah, multiple combat penalty, 50% because they're taking this sector. Private sector. Ah, more industry. Very nice. Yeah. So this attack didn't work. Well, his attack is not working either. The problem here is really the numbers. What I need to do is, normally these 17 units, I need to retreat them all to give them 50% more fighting power. Which is a lot of work because I need to check all the names and then one by one move them back. To be honest, I'm way too lazy to do it right now because 70 units is a lot of work, but increase fighting power by retreating units, that's the way to do it. Yeah, no, not gonna do it. We move in here, some units are already moving in. Let me see, these units, they're all in a super bad shape, it's terrible. I think this here, I'm afraid to get attacked from this side again from other units, so I want to reduce the stacking penalty. Yeah, and another squad destroyed. Yeah, we need to build up a defense line here. So, we can do this with this one easily. 11 corps. Move forward. I want to move on the river. Which corps is this one? Great. Move on the top. I'm pretty sure I can hold the river here, and on the top I have the numbers to hold that too. The question just is, can I destroy the army before it gets kind of busy here? Well, this one is really the weak sector right now. Yeah, that's so super annoying. You know what? I do it by luck now. I click the whole corps, and one corps I move back. And then, which corps is here? This one maybe? That's the third army. Nee, that's not working. Let's see. 7th Corps. Let's see if we can use the 7th Corps. I hate the micromanagement in the game sometimes. I mean, the game's amazing what it offers, but the micromanagement for some stuff in the game is just silly stupid. Yeah, and there were already 2 fighting units I retreated. Super annoying. Super annoying. And we have lack of supplies. It's most likely because they are crowded here. Yeah, there's no reinforcement chance. I mean, it's like 1%. No? It's not really much. But his units are in a bad shape too, so it's a war of attrition. So I guess in total I lost maybe 1 corps of militia here in total. And it gave me maybe 1 week time to prepare a defense on the river. It's already almost not working here. So it would be amazing to secure the harbors here and the city, but I would also settle for the river only. The problem is then he has 2 big harbors. At least 1 huge harbor here. It's a huge one, right? Well, is a big one enough. So I don't want this harbor to fall in enemy hands, which is easy to defend, by the way, because of this place here. It's a city and it can only attack from one side, so it's easy to defend. But I would rather have a bigger defense line here, maybe on the hills and the city. Yeah, let's move on. I try to keep the corps together. It's easier to manage then. And now we move around here. So what's going on with the 17th Corps? Yeah, it's get really exciting game. I mean, we don't know if you can win the Japanese war here in on the mainland. I mean, as soon as we have won the war here, then it's not a question that we conquer Japan, most likely, because their main ground forces are here. If I've beaten them here, there's most likely nothing in Japan to stop us anymore. But it doesn't look well right now. So now I'm still on the other side of the river, which is terrible, considering what's going on here in the back line. Those are just some ships. Now we can move back here, or we just stay here to keep them in the fighting, because you see we already moved troops in the sector, which means the longer we fight here... Where are you retreating? Ah, it's airplanes. The longer we fight here, the more time they have to recover and can move on. Some fighting, yeah. Great, now we have almost the whole river, just 2 sectors left, and then we control at least the damn river. And you can tell the Japanese, they're really eager to get the river side back, their side of the river. They're super eager to it, and I totally get it. I would most likely do the same in there, in this case. By moving troops here and here, reinforce on the top, and that's it. And at least we have a river secured. Where's the rest of the army? Do you want to move in here? What the hell? Okay, not sure why half of the corps was on the left side. Anyway. Okay, I think we won all the fights here. And now we need to rest a little bit before we move on. So the 8th Corps. Can we move it on the river side? Yes, we can. Right now, what I'm looking for is a way to penetrate the river. And the best way to do it is to focus on a sector that has bad terrain for the defender, and also you can attack from multiple sides. So this one can be attacked from 2 sides, the same here. Here is the same, so there's no really advantage to any of those sectors. I need one of those 3 sectors. From the terrain, it looks a little like hill, but it's just plains. So right now I'm thinking maybe go for the middle here, because that's the shortest route to the north. And I already have some troops here deployed, and also there's no way you can counterattack from either side when I attack him, which means I can move in some forces. Well, you could have counterattack on the left side here, but there's nothing really going on. Yeah, I move in my waves, as I call them. Then I have like 2 waves attacking them, and after that another 2 waves, in case he's reinforcing this one. But I've beaten them all, which means there shouldn't be a problem for me to attack. Well, about the beating stuff. I got some beating myself, apparently.